you and your experience in transaction advisory. There are two parts of my question. First is about the issue of information on India and the consistency of information, and maybe how to meander the way through getting the whole ecosystem understood in terms of its implications. And also the second bit about the discussion that we saw in the morning about potential mismatches in the idea of valuation and the expectation of valuations. So if you can shed some light on that.
Sure, Bharat. I think in interest of time, I'll keep it a bit crisp. I think two parts to your question. One on the information availability. Again, it has two parts. One is before you decide to invest in a company, and after you decide to invest in a company, both is a challenge. When you are deciding to invest in a company, you're looking for targets. Many SMEs or privately listed company, there is very little data available in the public domain. So you need to have proper consultants, market research teams involved to do a right screening. So right screening of targets is very important in terms of what fit your exact requirement in terms of revenue, location, geography. So that's one thing which is very critical. Unlike developed economies where we have a lot of data available publicly, here we need to rely on consultants more to find the information. The second part of information availability the challenge starts in the due diligence phase, because people are not very forthcoming to give data. If it was an audit, people are very happy to share information, but if it's a due diligence, people feel we are invading into their territory, it will lead to valuation erosion. So I think that mindset also needs to change. As Ajay has mentioned, no deal will be completed till the time investor, whether it's strategic or private equity, is fully satisfied. So it's in best interest of the speed that data is shared on a trust basis, and investor is able to make an informed decision. Minya said trust but verify. Every investor would do that. In terms of second part of your question regarding valuation mismatch, I think if you look at deals before 2009, and Ajay mentioned in his speech this morning that valuations were crazy, 15 times, 30 times EBITDA, and people were used to doing that transaction. I think economic crisis after 2009 has helped our jobs as transaction advisors a bit, because expectations have moderated. Your zone of possible agreement, which is called ZOPA, is kind of shrinked, which means that the expectations are slightly more moderate on each side. But how do we match that? I think very important point which Rajiv has made, and I think Nalin also made in the morning, that it is very important to understand an importance of relationship. If it's a very cold-blooded negotiation, it's your way or my way, it's never going to happen. So one needs to invest time in a relationship, bridge the gap, build trust. That's one important thing to do evaluation. And second is absolute credible data sharing, because if you even agree to a higher valuation, after due diligence, the numbers are eroded, then you lose valuation and you lose trust both. So I think these are very important things one need to keep in mind before doing a valuation.
Thank you.